I do want to ask y'all, like, because I know people are now high on Boston to come out the East. But every time we talk about the Eastern Conference team, it's just about coming out the East and not winning the championship. So I
By the
want to
way,
ask y'all, do y'all think the Celtics can win the chip this year? Like, if they come out the East, do you think they can beat whoever comes out the West between OKC, the Spurs, Minnesota, Denver?
I would be blown away if they won the NBA championship. Real talk. That would blow
Mm-hmm.
my mind if them dudes won the NBA championship, especially with Jason Tatum getting back in the lineup with this least amount of time, and then to have to make this deep playoff run, and for that to be as grueling as it's going to be, I would be blown away if them dudes won the NBA championship. Don't get me wrong. I see what they do on defense. I was watching yesterday. I think Mark Dagnall, not Mark Dagnall, I'm sorry, because we just talked about him. I think Coach Mazzulla has a great scheme when it comes to defense. He blitzes, and not only does he blitz, when he blitzes, those weak side guys shoot gaps. They make players like, if you're at the top of the key, you're the guy that's going to get the basketball, and now you have to make a play. But these guys in between, whether it's a guy flashing, nope, we shooting that gap. The guy on the weak side of the floor, I'm closing out high enough where you can't beat me, and I'm forcing you to the baseline. And now we're at 5 seconds in the shot clock. And, I mean, I think that their defensive scheme has just been so good. But when we get to the playoffs, and you brought it up, when we get to the playoffs and we get deep into the playoffs, we need guys who can get buckets, and we need guys who can get buckets consistently. And my main guy has to be that guy who can do that. And I would to see them going up against the better teams in the league, I'd be blown away if I saw these dudes win the NBA championship.
What better teams? So the Celtics. If we're talking about the Spurs, the Celtics should beat the hell out the Spurs.
You think they should serve them, Ox?
The Knicks should beat the hell out the Spurs.
I do think the Knicks are a bad matchup for the Spurs. They've been a bad matchup for them all year.
The Knicks and the Celtics should absolutely beat the hell out the Spurs.
Like, you think, like, what makes you think that they should dominate them? Like, not the Knicks. Let's just talk about Boston for a second. Why should they dominate the Spurs? What about the Spurs that just turns you off to them?
I mean, what? Why not? I don't see the Knicks, the Spurs being able to guard Jalen and Jason, especially Jason in June, late May. Like this, I don't see.
We're assuming that he's going to turn into that, Ox. Is that what we're
turn
assuming?
Into what? He's already him.
No, he is not, Ox. He is not him. Don't get me wrong. He's still playing basketball, and he's still a good basketball player. Playoff basketball is way different.
That's 2.5 months. That's 10 weeks we talking about.
Right, and in those 2.5 months, what you're not anticipating, Ox, is you anticipating other teams getting better too. This ain't just about
Stephon Castle supposed to guard Jason Tatum.
I'm not.
Well, he's actually going to take care of Jaylen Brown.
He's going to be on Jaylen Brown, and I actually think he could do a good job on Jaylen Brown.
Ron, if you don't by the way, on somewhere.
Hey, Ron, you on to something? Because when I watched that game,
he ain't on the shit. That little boy can't guard Jason Tatum.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Ox. There's nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
There's nobody. There's no guys can't really. Like, when you say guarding guys, like, it's almost impossible to stop elite scorers. But if you can make it difficult on them, where night in and night out, like, yo, you're gonna have to deal with this guy. The fact that is it Coach Johnson? Is that who it is with San Antonio Spurs?
Yes, it is. Coach.
The fact that Coach Johnson is giving Carter Bryant minutes against the Clippers now, he's looking at him going, we're gonna have to see these dudes in the playoffs, maybe. And if we got to see these dudes in the playoffs, I want him to be prepared for them. And if we do end up in the NBA championship, and I got another guy that I can throw at Jaylen Brown, I got another guy that I can throw at Jason Tatum, that just helps them. Basically, it's like, Ox, it's like with your Sacramento Kings when you had Funderburk, right? And you had Funderburk and you had those big guys, Scott Pollard, to just throw at Shaq and give him and beat up on him to wear him down. So by the time we get to game 5, game 6, game 7, like, the series is way different. And Jason Tatum, who has not played the entire season, will he be able to physically handle that?
Chill. Just like, and you said that the other day. They had Carter Bryant on the island getting spanked by Kawhi. Like,
he's spanking everybody, Ox. Can you? But they lost though.
Jaylen Brown is not Kawhi Leonard though.
Yes,
no, he isn't.
Chill. Yes, because Julian Champagnie decided that he was going to turn into Steph Curry for 12 minutes of the basketball game.
That's not the first time he's done that though, Ox. That's not the first time that he's done that. We've seen. Julian Champagnie.
I mean, Champagnie is a snipe. Like,
yes, that's not the first time.
Absolutely, I understand this, but like that has nothing to do with Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant did make a couple big plays.
Yes,
but that's like.
So if Carter Bryant making those big plays, you literally just told us about an hour ago. You told us how important making plays in the second quarter is, and making plays in the fourth quarter. Those things are the same. So a guy like Carter Bryant coming in the game for 10 minutes and making big plays, that's going to affect the game. He played in the fourth quarter too.
He played a lot of minutes. I think he played 23 that night.
Yes,
he played a lot of minutes, and a lot of those minutes he's been getting spanked. Like that's just facts. He made a good block, caught a lob, got caught on the block, getting tortured by Brook Lopez. That's great, but like we don't got to do the thing the commentators do. Look at Carter Bryant being physical with Brook Lopez, getting punished on the fucking block.
That does matter.
No, it doesn't. It does. It absolutely does not. Like I'm not giving this kid credit because he was banging with Brook Lopez, getting tortured on the block, or because he was matched up in the mid range, getting absolutely spanked by Kawhi Leonard.
But those are minutes.
And if those minutes are going to get him ready for May, then these minutes are going to get Jason Tatum ready for May.
100% they are, but also those.
And what do you like, Chill? You like in May, 10 weeks later, you like Carter Bryant? You think these preparation minutes are going to have him ready, or these preparation minutes are going to have Jason Tatum more ready? You want Carter Bryant in the mid range guarding him?
Is that the difference between what you're saying, Oz, and what I'm saying is that Jason Tatum is a much bigger piece to what they're doing.
Much bigger.
And they're going to need him way more. This piece that Carter Bryant is, now he's relieving other guys of minutes so they could come back fresher. They could come back even more prepared, as opposed to if I didn't have him, then I got to lean on Jason Tatum the whole game.
He's a non-factor. He's going to be a non-factor in that matchup. He's not going to do absolutely anything. There's nothing he can do with Jason Tatum. There's nothing he can do with Jaylen Brown. If he gets switched on Peyton Pritchard, he's cooked. If he gets switched on the block with Vooch or Arcata, he's cooked. He's going to be a non-factor. I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch keeps that kid off the floor.
The fact that I'm able to give guys
non-needle mover.
The fact that I'm able to give guys a rest, and I'm able to give you productive minutes, because it's not like Kawhi Leonard. It's not like Kawhi Leonard's not going to score on him. I'm not saying that, but he's also not going to be on. He's not going to be on Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown the entire night. He's going to be on other guys and cause turnovers. I'm not just out there to get fried by Jason Tatum. No, I'm also out there to be a disruptor on another level. I'm also out there to shoot gaps. I'm also out there to help rebound and give guys and relieve guys of minutes. That's going to be a big deal for that San Antonio squad. And on top of that, Foxy is way different today than what he was in December. Way better today than what he was. Not just him, Vassell. These guys are way better. Not just San Antonio, but not just Denver, but Oklahoma. I think these teams are better than what they were back then.
What are your reservations about the Spurs? Because I tend to agree that I don't really have them like being able to win a championship quite yet, because they are like really young. A lot of their players have little to no playoff experience. However, the massive problem they present for most people is that if you have any non-spacers on the court, it's going to be so hard to score on them. Like
Boston don't got that problem.
That's true. They can go to a 5-out lineup, but
Boston don't got that issue at all.
They can't play that all 48 minutes.
And look like Luka Garza maybe can hit a 3, but like Wemby won't.
They got Vooch too.
He got a broken hand, so he won't be back until
Vooch is going to be back before the playoffs even start.
I love
Vooch will be back before the playoffs even start.
That'd be great.
So if they were to see them in the finals, he'll already be back for 6 whole weeks.
That'd be great if they could get That'd be great if they could.
It's not if Chill. He's coming back. It's just a bone in his hand. It's not no big deal. He's back.
The playoffs start in about 6 weeks, which means they're getting him back now. That's what you're telling me.
No. I'm saying if Boston were to play the Spurs in the playoffs, that's going to be in the finals. Okay, so that's the you know what I'm saying. That's not until the end of May. You know what I'm saying. He's coming back early April.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like Vooch, they don't have that issue with the floor spacing situation you were talking about. Real talk. On top of that, Boston's still also a physical team as well. You know what I mean. Not only do they space the floor, but they're also physical on offense and defense. You know what I mean? But mind you, I'm only speaking on the Spurs this way because I'm high on the Spurs. I would have to be high on the Spurs to assume that they could come out the West, right? So this isn't a knock on them at all. I think the Spurs are a really good basketball team. If Denver doesn't get their shit together, the Spurs are likely to win the West in my eyes. You know what I mean? So That's
Oh,
all
you
I'm
have
saying.
the
So I
Spurs
hope,
over OKC?
oh yeah.
What is your thing with OKC?
Well, no, because I mean J Dub hasn't been himself at all this season. He's been in and out. He's been hurt. I think he's a very important part of their basketball team, and I think the Spurs built a roster that matches that. And that's all. It's this once again. This isn't even a knock on OKC. I just think the Spurs did all the right things. The Spurs went and got De'Aaron Fox. They drafted Dylan Harper. You know what I mean? They held on to Keldon Johnson, held on to Devin Vassell. Obviously, they got Victor Wembanyama. You know what I'm saying? They went and got Luke Cornett. I think the Spurs did all the right things to be able to compete with OKC, and I think we've seen that this season. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They be beating their ass. You know what I mean?
I do think the Spurs are the best matchup for OKC, but I just have OKC being able to beat everybody else convincingly, kind of in the West. But
I don't think OKC beats. I don't think OKC beats the Spurs or a healthy Denver. If Denver is healthy, if AG is playing good basketball where he is, I assume that Denver should come out the West.
AG can't save Jokic this year.
I disagree. Right. AG can save anybody.
Shit, not against that boy. Not against
Who
SGA.
you talking about?
SGA.
Oh, against SGA. I thought you were talking about Wemby.
Yeah. And even Chet too. Like he just it's too much going on in OKC. Like they are going to find a way to pick on Jokic.
Yeah,
I mean, I think a lot of the upper echelon teams in the West have kind of figured that out. To be honest with you,
just pick on him. I mean, that's
a
great game plan.
If we can spread the court correctly, and kind of put their help defense in a compromising position and have good spacing around like the 2-man game when we do want to go to it. I mean, he provides little to no resistance. In that
Chill, is there? I want to ask y'all a question. Serious question. Is there a scenario in the playoffs, specifically against OKC or San Antonio? Is there a scenario in the playoffs where Jokic could actually be played off the floor with AG at the 5?
No.
Okay. So they must not be picking on him that much.
Yeah. It looks like Swiper got played off the floor. Swiper, come back. But also, too, though, it's not just SGA. Like, you got to factor in, they just got Jeremy Kane. AJ Mitchell's back tonight off of injury. J-Dub, I'm assuming he'll be back by playoff time. Like, and then I can keep going with the other guys. But I'm going to just stick with those 4 guys because I will probably say that they're their best ISO scorers. Like, that's going to be tough when you have a majority of those guys. So let's say you go a lineup with AJ Mitchell, SGA, J-Dub, even J-Dub at the 4, Chet at the 5. Like, that's going to be tough for Jokic to, move around on defense, move his feet off the ball, come switch on the ball, and prevent a guy from getting downhill on him. Or even if he's just sagging off. So those guys hitting step back threes, all of that stuff, it's just going to be tough. And, like, the games that I've been watching with Jokic, it just does not look good. And I don't think Aaron Gordon can save him.
So, Ron, you got OKC as your favorite to come out the West?
Yeah. I got OKC winning the championship until further notice.
Mars, what about you? Who you got? Who's your favorite to come out the West? OKC?
No, yeah, San Antonio.
That's Pistons. That's Pistons.
Spurs in Detroit. Mars ain't trolling. No, he said that. He's
taking it back to 05, baby.
He said that. He said that. Mars, if I'm not mistaken,
we might be taking it back to 07. It might be Spurs Cleveland.
Nah.
That I don't think that's
clarified, but we must clarify. But
it's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.